What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for being a part of the channel. I really and truly appreciate each and every one of y'all. So after doing the weekend Bob's read, I just cannot leave y'all with that for this weekend. I just cannot. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through and look at the questions, though we're going to give y'all some insight to your new opportunities and things that are coming in for you in July, okay? So let's go ahead and see what the energy is going to be looking like for you in July. We're going to pull from the Psychic Tarot. All right, let's see. What are the new opportunities that are coming for you in the month of July? What are the energies for you in July? Okay. So, partnerships and alliances, material and spiritual prosperity. So, it looks like there's something, I heard tighten up. So, something's going to be tightening up in the month of July. And when I said that, for some of y'all, it could be your body. If you've been targeting certain areas of your body, you're going to actually start to see some kind of results. For some of you, if you are looking into working with a specific partner, like linking up with a specific partner, I feel like you are going to be so pleasantly surprised at the changes that are happening for you in your dynamic in the month of July. Specifically your body, though. Like, I don't know if this is like her gym membership. So some of y'all may have gotten a new gym membership, or you're being called to do this. I feel like there's going to be some kind of like change or shift that's going to be going on with your physical because of somebody who you're linking up with. Others of you, if you are linking up with a specific person, like a love interest, I feel like things are actually going to start moving forward for you and that person in the month of July. So if something had felt like stagnant, stuck, or like it wasn't moving emotionally, I feel like you're going to start seeing things change. For those of you who are mainly focused on career, I feel like there could be something that is going on with career, but I feel like it's happening because of divine assistance, okay? Some of y'all who are in partnerships or relationships, maybe you put your career or your business ideas, your workplace scenario situations a little bit too far in front of your love life, and I feel like you may be getting redirected by spirit in order to start prioritizing partnerships. Okay, so if you are in this energy of not prioritizing certain partnerships around you, July, I feel like things are going to start changing for the better for you if you do that. Okay, so that's talking about like being present. I feel like they're saying something about being present, making sure that you're present in your partnerships for you to be able to advance. Okay, so those of you who felt like certain job opportunities are a little stuck or not moving forward in the way that you would like to, it's because of you not prioritizing the connections in your immediate environment, okay? Let's see. Freedom. You need to have more flexibility with your schedule and income. Being self-employed is ideal. Time off will help you get clear. So they're telling you, I'm telling you, like, if you have been solely focused on the way forward, the way through, on big career moves, you may get slowed down by spirit. And I know you don't want to hear me say this yet, but I feel like you may actually be getting slowed down by spirit, okay? It's a protection mechanism to a certain degree, but it's for you to look into the things that you're overlooking. So spirit's doing something around your business or finances or your job. Heard qualifications. I don't know if maybe there may be something falling short on qualifications with business. I feel like there's something that's going on with business to where it may feel like some kind of like a loss or a lack there because spirit is trying to redirect you. Okay. It's almost like you're being gifted. Like you're being given the pen to create something new. Your spiritual team is telling you it may be time to take some time off. Some of you may actually be planning certain trips, or you're being called to take some time off and plan trips. This is going to help re-energize your creative spirit. This is going to help re-energize your, I feel like something about willpower. Maybe it's been stifled because of some kind of stagnant energy around you in your workplace. And they're telling you the way that you're going to be able to get around that is by not focusing on it at all. You need to be present with the relationships or the people within your, like the dynamics, the people who you link with regularly. They're wanting you to connect and strengthen certain bonds that maybe you have been letting fall to the wayside, okay? This could be relationships with your family members. This could be relationships with your significant others. For those of you who, have kids, the relationships with your kids. I feel like July is the month where your team is trying to get you to focus, heard your supply. That's where you're going to be getting your spark from. So if you've lost some kind of like interest in your business or interest in your work, okay, like maybe you go in, you clock in every day and it's just not doing it for you anymore. I feel like there's some kind of like redirection from spirit where they're trying to get you to focus on the everyday mundane, okay? Like the things that you have been like letting fall by the wayside because it needs to be strengthened, okay? It says power position, you are being promoted or called to lead, time to step into your sovereignty and guide others with compassion. I feel like maybe if you've been, my right hand started itching. So if you've been waiting for some finances to come in, it looks like it's going to be coming in. Do we have prosperity out there? Material and spiritual prosperity, yes. So some kind of finances or resources is going to be coming in for you in the month of July, something that you've waited for. I guess this is going to give you some kind of sigh of relief, but I feel like they're still telling you, even if this money is coming in for you, okay, it kind of feels like some kind of like wish, because I'm getting like something about feather and make a wish. This could have been something that you had wished for or you prayed for to come around to you, okay? I feel like there is a form of a blessing, a financial windfall or a financial blessing coming in because of certain partnerships that you are making, or maybe you have decided to sign on to a new career or sign on with a specific, how about said agent. So some of you may be signing on with specific agents or working very closely with a partner or a different partner or somebody who you haven't necessarily linked up with before in this type of way. I feel like there is going to be a lot of utilization. You need to pay attention to the utilization of your finances in the month of July, but I definitely feel like this is something that is going to be very good for you, and whatever is happening, it's divinely guided to do this so that you will pay more attention to certain connections in your everyday like living space is kind of what I'm getting, because I feel like you may have let that go for some time. If you felt stagnant, I see that something is going to start moving forward for you again, okay? We've got new possibilities, fantasy, illusions, mediation, and decisions. Pay attention to your imagination in both the real world and your dreams. Take action to ensure that your dreams become a reality. Don't sit idle and expect things to manifest on their own. Along with judgment, reflection, awakening, transition, decisions, and change. So big changes are coming in for you in the month of July, okay? I feel like you are going to need to re-energize, though. We've got Two of Pentacles on the bottom. It's like trying to find the balance with, I guess, work life. All work and no play makes you a dull person, okay? Or something like that, whatever. So it's saying something about making sure that you aren't doing all this work or putting in all this work and not getting anything out of it, okay? I feel like there may be certain circumstances that are happening around you for it to put it into perspective for you, okay? I feel like there are a lot of different opportunities that are coming to you, but I feel like they're telling you to take your time in making any extra decisions, okay? Because I feel like it looks like you have a lot on your plate that you're trying to keep in balance, all right, with certain projects or people, things. It's like physical things. So I feel like you may have your energy coming in and going out a lot in the month of July. You're very active, or you're needing to be very active, or you've got a lot of your hands in a lot of different pots, okay? And I feel like they're telling you, so you don't get burned out, you do need to take some time off and cultivate certain connections, all right? It's not all about racing to the finish line of certain goals, okay? It's about the journey. I feel like I have to keep like saying this to you guys because I know how hard it is to kind of be in like a limbo state, and it's like what would make your life easier in your head, what would make your life easier. But there's something about you've got to endure certain things to appreciate it, or whatever it is that you're having to endure in this time. It's going to make you appreciate what it is that comes in for you a lot more. Okay. But in this time in July, you are heavily needing to focus on your connections, and cultivating connections is really what I'm seeing. Okay. Let's see what your greatest strengths are in the month of July. What is your greatest strength in the month of July? Your mind. Okay, it says perceptive, clear mind, complexity, independent, make judgments without emotions. Okay, so for some of you, I feel like there could have been a situation that may have kept you tied up in like hanged man position because you weren't making clear decisions because your feelings may have been tied up in, I guess, something that you wanted to manifest or to come into your reality, okay? I feel like your biggest strength or your greatest strength in the month of July is the fact that you can not be swayed by your emotions, okay? I feel like a lot of people who you deal with on the regular have a specific issue, okay, that they are having to work through with their emotions, okay? You may be noticing that certain people around you, like their emotions are running very hot. So something may be running hot, okay? There may be people who are having certain issues, like possibly living situation issues, like their car, like a lot of things that are breaking down around them. And I feel like you have a very innovative mind. You think about solutions, ways to actually fix the problem instead of just, patching something up and just going on about your day. I feel like there is something going on in July to where the way that you think is going to be very necessary, okay? For those of you who are feeling, I feel like, look, there may be people who are actually defensive about, because we've got this Nine of Wands in reverse. There may be people who are defensive about the way that you're operating, and those are the ones who their emotions are running high. But I feel like if there's somebody here who's gaslighting you in the month of July, you need to be aware of. You really know what you know, okay? Whether it be through experiences or maybe you've taken mental note and done a lot of research prior. It's like the way that your mind works is very necessary, and it's very, it's very important, okay? There's something about the way that your mind works. It's very important. You may have certain people that try to get in your head a little bit in the month of July, and I guess they're telling me to let you know what you know. You've done the research. You've seen everything that you needed to see in a specific situation to make a logical decision, okay, or a logical choice, all right? I feel like the way that you're moving in this time is, if you're going to come at me in a type of way that you're going to try to affect my emotions, you won't feel none. Like you won't be able to get to them because you're operating clearly from a logical aspect. But I feel like, they're saying that is your your greatest strength in the month of July. So that feels like in regards to work. What is your greatest strength in regards to your relationships and connections that they're wanting you to cultivate in the month of July? Ugh, Wise Tower. Oh, look, why does that feel like cutting people off and like completely shattering illusions? Oh, that's what it is. In the month of July, it's like you're shattering illusions, okay? You only deal with the people who are bringing in certain things to your life that you can work with, okay? So there's something about an equal give and take in your environment or with certain people, okay? I feel like this may be shaking up a lot of people, possibly family members, okay, or people who you had, some kind of emotional tie to in some type of way, okay? In the month of July, I definitely feel like there is something that is being completely transformed, but it's going to be to your liking in regards to relationships, dynamics, and connections, because I feel like there was something that was possibly built on a foundation that wasn't stable, Okay, and it's something that needed to be torn down, or it needed to be looked at. I feel like if people are, like, you're not giving in the month of July to people who are not pouring back into you, if it's not an equal give and take, like, you're completely allowing something to crash, okay? So the people who you know that you should be in communications with, or being compassionate with, giving to, those are also people who fill your cup up as well, okay? Any kind of illusion that's been going on behind the scenes, I feel like has already collapsed. There's been some kind of like major shakeup that's happened. I really feel like there's a level of like shock. There's some kind of level of shock about your connections, but that is your greatest strength as well in the month of July, is to kind of like go, not just go where you're led, but like, reciprocity, equal give and take. Okay. I feel like this is shattering like illusions. Like, people may have been living a false reality in connection to you, and it's like they needed to see what something truly was. I feel like you delivered that effortlessly. Okay. You said that was not effortlessly, but well, it looks like it was. Okay. It looks like it was. I see that you are strengthening the connections that are pouring back into you and not allowing anything else to shake you or affect you. But I feel like those people around, like, I feel like they're going to try. I feel like they're going to try. Like, it's going to shock me. I'm going to see. The people who you're cutting out from specific connections, what are their next actions towards you in July? What are their next actions towards you in July? Okay, we've got the World in reverse. Delayed success, failed plans, stagnation, and emptiness. Something is coming to an end. You may be feeling alienated, associated with this event. Things are missing. You'll feel it. Try to spend some time reconnecting to others so that the situation realigns. Sorry, y'all. And on the bottom, it says imposter syndrome, deceit, extramarital affair. You feel like you don't belong and are getting a solid sense of imposter syndrome, or you're deceiving yourself somehow, and the secret is causing too much stress. Come clean and forgive. Okay, so the next actions that person who's getting cut out, Seven of Swords in reverse, they're exposed, and they're feeling exposed. They're feeling like all of the treachery and deceitful ways, like stingy, deceitful, it's a wrap on it. Okay, something is all the way out in the open, being viewed by a lot of people. It looks embarrassing to me. Like, this looks like embarrassment. Okay, so whoever that is who you're cutting off, they feel alienated. If you were wondering if they, even care that that you've shifted the way that you view them or the way that you're responding to them, they definitely do. Okay, they definitely do. But I feel like even if they wanted to do something sneaky or shady, they feel like, I heard the block is hot and my left ear started. There's too much chatter about this person's actions, what they've been doing. If this was like stuff that they were doing in secret behind the scenes or like maliciously, they're trying to not act, even if they want to. Even if they want to act, they're trying not to. Okay? Why are they trying not to act? Besides, like, can you give me some more on that? Why are they trying not to act? Justice. Because, truth, like, there's something about the illusion that they were trying to place. It's just out. Cause and effect. It says your decisions will have lasting effects. If you've endured wrongdoing, relief is incoming. If you've caused pain, take this as a warning. You are learning the truth about yourself and others for an important decision. So for some of them, there's like legal repercussions because of certain actions that they had taken in the past. And this is what is holding them up. Because for some of y'all, if you have taken certain legal actions against a specific person, that's what's keeping them in check. Okay, so that's what's keeping a situation in check and keeping them from continuing to do like whatever the behavior was that was deceitful, hidden, sneaky, all that mess. That's what's holding somebody in place or from continuing to mess with you. Okay, I feel like whatever that is, it's also allowing you to connect, to strengthen certain bonds and connections that are in your everyday that you've kind of been overlooking, possibly because you're having to counteract whatever that is. Okay, let's see. let's see what you're doing. What are you doing right in this time? What does your spirit team want you to know that you're doing right in this time? Because I feel like there's some level of doubt around you in this time. What you're doing right. You're carrying the weight. I heard that you're carrying the weight of the world beautifully. It says accomplishment, responsibility, burden, completion, and hard work. You're almost there. You may have unconsciously or consciously taken on extra responsibilities, but you know that the blood, sweat, and tears that you put in are about to pay off. What else we have out here? We've got Four of Pentacles, security, conservatism, scarcity, control, and restraint. No, I don't have my glasses on, and those words are very small. 2020. Okay, so, look, because I said that I looked down, I saw 2020. This could have been something that's been going on since 2020, or something that may have started in 2020, and it could have, look, 4 years. Yeah, so there's something that's been going on for 4 years, maybe a burden or a struggle or power struggle or whatever. You have handled that very well, okay? It says you've accumulated a significant amount of material wealth without risk. There is no reward. Don't be afraid to jump into uncharted territory, try a new venture, invest in a business or in businesses, or seek new opportunities. What's this other one that came out? Eight of Swords, entrapment, imprisonment, victim, negative thoughts. Open yourself to a shift in thought. You may be labeling yourself the victim. Rather than feeling sorry for yourself, take back your power and elevate the choices that you have. Trust your intuition. What's on bottom, what's not seen, is extremes, chaos, extreme lack of balance. Temperance reminds you that you may not be taking things in moderation, and something is disrupting the balance. Things are definitely out of sorts, and you're feeling the pressure. Elevate your goals. So what you are doing right in this time is by staying on course. I feel like it's because even though your burdens look like they're heavy, okay, the situation may look bleak, it's the fact that you are still continuing to push forward, okay, even if it's not happening fast or overnight, okay, because I feel like you get in your head. There's something about you get in your head, and your spiritual team is telling you that, not that you're causing more chaos by doing that way, but, you know, I can see where that would cause more chaos, because y'all know the things that you think about is what you manifest for the most part. But I feel like they're telling you your faith. I feel like it's your faith. I feel like you're back and forth, and you talk to yourself in a certain type of way that kind of keeps you hung up. Okay, or you allow certain people to talk to you in a certain type of way that keeps you a little bit in your head. Even though you've been in your head about certain situations, or there may have been gaslighting techniques that have been going on, or manipulation in certain degrees that, you know, cause a little bit of chaos and upset. Like, regardless of what you have gone through to this point, what you're doing right is continuing to move by faith. Okay? Even when it kind of looks like the odds were against you, but the odds look like they're more so in your head than in the physical. I feel like there's like a lot of different things that you have going at once, but there's something about the way that you're balancing it, or the way that you're trying to balance it, is what you're doing right in this time, okay? And they want you to know, they see you, okay? They see the struggle. They see what you're going through mentally. They see what you're going through financially. They see what you're going through physically, okay? And you walking by faith is definitely a strength as well, okay? Or they see that as a strength, and they want you to see that as your own strength, okay? I'm going to give y'all a Swords of Light angel message. What do they need to know for the month of July? Okay, we've got embrace your life purpose. I am guiding you towards the divine life purpose. Whatever makes your heart joyful is what you're meant to be doing, okay? I feel like you've got to take some time out for yourself, though. They're telling you got to take some time out for yourself in the month of July, so that you can get back in touch with yourself, so you can continue to move forward, because whatever this obstacle was that kind of kept you in your head or slowed you down in some type of way. It did take a hit to your willpower, but they want you to pick the pen back up and get back to creating, okay? And then we've also got be a light to others. You have a powerful message to share. Shine your light on the world so that others can learn from you. Some of y'all may be writing a damn book in July, or maybe you're being urged to do this, okay? There's something about it that you're being urged to do. What's not seen is all is in perfect timing. And I heard you say shit, so please stop. I heard it. All is in perfect timing. This is it. It's time to take action now. I will be here to help you every step of the way. So you have a lot of assistance in this time to get you through the door, okay? For some of you, you may have been like, I don't know what's on the other side of that door. I ain't trying to step all the way through that. I don't know what's on, like, I see what happened on this side of the door. If I go through that side of the door, I don't know if I can really handle that. That's why they're telling you to take some time off. Take some time to yourself so that you can rest, rejuvenate, regenerate, and be able to push forward and create something new. I definitely see that there are new opportunities that are trying to open themselves up to you in July, but I see that you are having to figure out how to get yourself unstuck mentally to be able to flow. Like something has to be able to flow. It's like, yes, you went through certain experiences that pulled you into this energy of like this Four of Pentacles type energy where it's like you're a holding pattern. I feel like you are already through the hard part. That's what I like. They're pushing me to tell you that you're through the hard part. But now you're in this holding pattern and your spiritual team is telling you you're keeping yourself right there. You're keeping yourself from creating. And there is a purpose on your life that others need. Okay? There's something about your experience that others need to either hear about, see, read about. You're going to be propelled forward in the month of July. Okay? And a lot of doors that were previously closed to you are definitely opening. But what good is it if they're opening if you don't step through? Okay? Because I see like whatever it is that you've experienced, you may be hesitant to step through, but your guidance is to step through. Okay. You have the protection. Just do it. Get like Nike. Okay. Anyways, that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Love you so very much. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.